and today we are playing a game by the name of What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, I know absolutely nothing about this game. Nothing whatsoever. And originally, I was not going to play this game because it did not have a platinum trophy to it. However, you would be surprised to hear and see what everyone has to say about this game. Now, again, I know absolutely nothing about it. However, people on TikTok, honestly, mostly just TikTok I saw, but I have seen this be referenced elsewhere. I'm just kind of not remembering it at the moment. They've been saying that this game is one of those games that you can only truly experience one time. And so, with that in mind, I sincerely hope that you'll join me on this adventure. I know absolutely nothing that's going to happen with us, but regardless of what happens, my name is Andrew Grimm. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we are on a boat. Ah, okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Let's do like all journeys do and start at the very beginning.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
So I need to press
Inside
R1.
the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
So I need to press R1
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
to interact with these things instead of X or circle or anything like that.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I know the trail is up there, but I'm curious as to where this leads. Okay, so I can't go past there. Okay. let's head back up to the main trail. As much as I would love to interact with that frog. So I'm not seeing a sprint button, but L2 zooms... Actually, both of the L's zoom in.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Ooh!
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Okay. Seeing an absolutely dead truck over here. No idea how long it's been hidden or anything.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Bonk. Oh, they have a ramp.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Okay, so it looks like I gotta find another way into this house. Again, there is no sprint function, so I can't exactly run through this. I mean, yeah, okay.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Well, yeah, you were a lot smaller then. Got a workbench, got some bikes. I wonder if you could still ride those bikes. I mean, the tires don't look flat, so maybe, but... Who's
For the
gonna...
first time in years, I felt like I was home.
I was just gonna say, who's gonna lug a bike down this mountain or
The table
wherever
was still
she
a wreck
was
from the
coming
night
from?
we left.
Got a baby plate.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Got some wine. At least I think that's wine. Orange tabby. I don't know. Oh! And we have a wheelchair. So a baby chair, a wheelchair, and...
My
some
mom
other
was the
things.
only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Yeah, there are a lot of books. And surprisingly, not a lot of books on the bookshelf. So this is how they left the place? After she turned 11? Like, we have all these books out, but hardly any of them are on the bookshelf? I mean, I know that's just a little observation. Oh my god, they have books everywhere! These guys must be book collectors or something. Wow. Ooh, pictures.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
And these are like... Did you guys see that? I could have sworn I saw like a hand or something. I don't know. Could just be the game, like, lagging out or whatever. But I'm noticing that these are very realistic pictures. Like, they look like someone actually took pictures of them and then transposed the words, Zandriel. Transpose them into the game, so that way they could have something new. 1 second. I'm just going to pull the feed up on my phone as well, just in case. Just in case. There we go. Okay. Normally I do that anyway, so that way I can keep track of the comments or like see if something got blocked by the filters, but I just forgot to do it this time.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Oh, cool. She looks like that vegan teacher. Okay. Oh man, violins. Ah. And I've always wanted to have a violin, but...
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play a violin, but I know for a fact that it would just sound more like nails on a chalkboard, and then I would end up giving up after a short period of time. Jesus, how many... Well, actually, if it's a full family, I can see why you would need that many slices of toast.
Instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Only one restaurant would deliver to our house. We had Chinese a lot. After Louis started working at the cannery, we all got pretty sick of salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Oh yeah, cats love fish. The holiday feast, the witch's kitchen, the Viking's belly. Yeah. They have a lot of In loving memory of Louis Finch. December 1988 to November 2010. Beloved brother to Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Eddie. So, just some quick math. That's like 22? Okay, yeah, I'm definitely thinking that these fragments are just, Oh, did I forget to flip on a light?
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, this was 6 years ago, so the light most definitely would not have worked. Okay, so I can't go down into the basement. Can I at least unlock this door from the inside? No, I can't. Wait, you need a key to unlock it from the inside as well? Jesus.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okay. But the door is glued shut. Yeah, so we ain't getting in there. Chair, obviously for Grandma.
After Milton disappeared,
or great-grandma.
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Ah. I see. Calvin.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Gregory.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Well, that is... that is very sad. So we have Sven Finch and Edie. Edie apparently does not have a last name.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Let me get in a slightly more comfortable position. I have finished my move, by the way. I know that this is not going to be about me whatsoever, but I just moved, and I have an air mattress now, and this air mattress is surprisingly much more comfy than the bed that I had when I was living in the previous state. But if I do sit with bad posture for a long time, then it does still hurt my back. But at least it's an improvement. Because the last bed, if I just sat on it in general, my back would hurt. But at least this one.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara is famous. Ooh, Ooh, oh god. I'm just noticing this power line. So before I go up there, Miss Barbara. Ooh, who's this?
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Oh, his name was Odin? Cool.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have there ever been any child stars that really made it
Mom must have
big?
locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay. So I can see that this is going to be a little bit of a guessing game. Oh, hello there. I'm assuming this is Molly. Yep.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Okay, so these are the death dates. Okay. I find that a little weird. I find that just a little weird. That these characters die and then their rooms get sealed up. So Molly was only 10 years old when she died? Interesting. I mean, I did notice the dates on the ends of the other...
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Ooh.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
They hollowed out a whole ass
Now
book
it was
just so
time
they
to
could
find
keep
out
something
what my mom
hidden.
had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
At some point, I'm gonna need to go back and see if I can look
Reading
at these
this,
death
maybe it
dates.
sounds like I had a plan.
Because some of them seem very short.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Building up the anticipation. I love it. Fantastic
I
storytelling.
grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's adorable. Oh no! Oh wait, no, that's just a toilet paper roll. Okay. Man, I thought for a second there, I thought they had left this gerbil in this house to die. Ugh. Okay, but it's just a toilet paper roll. It's not a dead animal. Okay. Although the pellets on the inside do make a little bit of a grumpy face, but there are no animals in this house that I know of.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Starfish. Well, I guess the starfish was already dead because they're supposed to regrow from what I hear. I'm not a marine biologist by any means. So Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
No.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Okay. So it's just... Well, I mean, eating carrots, good for your health.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Good for Molly's eyesight. Hey, we got an aquarium.
thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Come on, kid. I'm glad she held back. I've heard way too many stories of people eating a fish just because they're not very sentient.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh no. I heard that bird, but let me check this first.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh my god.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Whoa. What in the world? Oh, okay.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Okay, well, I cannot zoom in on their face, and that's probably by design. Once again, I'm hitting the R1 button to interact and jump.
The babies were all gone.
I know those are stars.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
This kid has a very vivid imagination.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Again, this kid has a very, very vivid imagination.
Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I saw something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
This is why you don't send your kids to bed with no dinner. Not only is that abusive, they will have these weird-ass dreams where they're monsters.
And the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay. So someone took chains off after
This will be
after
obvious
Molly
later,
died.
but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Very
I spent a lot of
interesting.
time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
Well, just as a just as a forewarning, I am someone who has dealt with a lot of abuse in my life, so I have a feeling I'm going to relate to quite
The
a
room
bit
was
of
like
this.
a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
And that's all that we know of Odin.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So Odin died at 57. Surprisingly enough, probably one of the older Finches.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Built in 1937 by Sven Finch.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Well, I mean, that just sounds so much cooler. I mean, how cool is it to know someone who's killed by a dragon, I guess? I don't know. Just trying to turn it into a bit of a positive, I guess. Anyway.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Shag carpeted bathroom? Well, looks like the mirror oxidized.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Yeah. Kind of hard to miss that. So that's sealed shut too. I don't think you needed to climb on the toilet bowl so you could read that.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
This house has a lot of secret compartments.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Calvin Finch, born 1950, died 1961. 11 years old. Of course, you gotta get the photo of a deer kill. Okay, so I can do R1 or the right trigger. Either one works. I wonder, do they build these secret entranceways because the doors were sealed?
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
I wonder why. Sarcasm, of course. I have a feeling I know exactly why. Fort Sam and Fort Calvin. Yeah.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Maybe they were on the same side of the family. 11 years old.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Ooh, this is giving me bad vertigo.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
You know, I wish I had a camera that I could use for this kind of thing right now, because, like, that genuinely just gave me goosebumps thinking about that. Whew.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Man, what is with all these secret compartments? I pulled down at first, but apparently you're supposed to go up.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Wait. Okay, yeah, I can go back down in there. Cool. I was like, wait, did I just skip over something? Because I wanted to see what the other end of it was?
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Damn. Didn't even have a slice of her cake.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Bob. And he'd slipped into a table in the emergency room. Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
So now we know what to do when we get back to that particular section of the house, too.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Loving the Halloween music.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say that I thought that was really funny how, like, since the cutscene didn't happen immediately and it waited for me to smack when I it kind of reminded me of that one scene from Family Guy where Meg came down and was like, "Dad, is everything okay? Is everyone alright? What's going on? Is everything okay?" And then Peter smacks her and pretends that he was scared of her.
When she fell asleep watching the late picture show, hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I mean, doesn't that look like a dead body?
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
The secret passages.
She played her part beautifully. Ollie's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh yeah, you never assume that the guy is dead. Horror movie villains have had a humongous reputation about not dying the first time. Otherwise, why would there be so many sequels?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
I have a feeling he's gonna lunge out somewhere.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Well, she was definitely remembered. So 1944 to 1960, 60 minus 44, that's 16? Man, this family does have a pretty morbid and fast history.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Let's head on down to the music box. Let's see if that key is still in operation. Why did it just save right there? I have no idea why it just saved right there. Aha! Well, wouldn't you know it? All these passageways and secrets and...
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
So that was the saw blade that I'm assuming he accidentally gouged
Edie
himself
sneak down
on.
to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh, and now they got a generator too?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
So, hang on. So I still have Edie, Sam, Walter, Greg, Gus, Dawn, Milton, and Lewis. And Walter's right here.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Yeah, I guess you adapt and survive.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere.
I was trying to look at the tomato stuff he had.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
He really does just have a doomsday shelter, doesn't
Maybe
he?
this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
And it looks like it did.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Did he get hit by a train?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Oh, wait.
And found out what happened to everyone else.
Oh no, did I skip through?
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Oh no, I think...
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh no! I think I skipped to the end because I was curious about the... Because I was curious about the basement thing. Oh no!
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
No, but I still have so many people to learn about.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
No, I still have the...
Though to be
I still have Milton and Lewis and Dawn and Gus and Gregory left.
honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Oh, did I fuck up?
Look at the house. That history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Oh man, I really hope I didn't fuck up. But I think I fucked up.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh, man.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Man.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Okay. So maybe I didn't fuck up entirely.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Ooh.
Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done?
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Gotta get those
Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail with deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh, damn.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Damn. Oof.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Was not expecting that. Can I still go through here? Okay, cool. See, now I'm fucking anxious about, like, missing plot, because I genuinely thought I fucked up right there. Ugh. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Okay, so Gregory is over here. But let me keep exploring that room over there so I can see if there's anything else. Okay, so I obviously cannot go through this door because it is sealed shut. Okay. Airline ticket. Hang on, let me get closer to my TV so I can see if I can tell what this says. Okay, so this was for Kay Finch. Kay is not on the map, so she might still be alive. Well, maybe not. Okay, well, let's go check out Gregory's room then. Ugh. So Kay had a trip to Baltimore planned. Actually, I'm gonna turn off my light too. There we go. Finch control. I like that. Greg, Dawn, and Gus. Greg, Dawn, Gus. Yeah. Okay, I was so fucking worried that I had missed like half of the tree's storyline because I went to go see Walter. I was so sad.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Well, first, let's check out Gregory over here. Divorce?
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
We have a frog!
He saw things the rest of us don't.
Oh, I'm playing as the frog.
That's hand over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
There we go.
He reminded me so much of Calvin.
Oh wait, the whale's eye is following us.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
But I can't interact with the whale, I think.
It sure made him happy.
Hey, I got the whale! There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Hang on. Oh, damn. Okay, try again, try again, try again. Whoop! Yay! Oh! Oh god. I'm having trouble with the platforming section of this game. Honestly did not think that was going to be a thing.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
No!
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Is Gregory dead?
I wish you could have told us.
Well, I mean, obviously Gregory's dead. No!
So much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything.
Oh, inverted controls. Shit.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Man, wow. I was not expecting that. Okay, so is Dawn Edith's mother, and that's why the two brothers have the beds, but Dawn does not? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cause look at when Dawn died, 2016.
A poem for Gus.
Oh, I thought this said
Always
4.
said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Hey, geese are fucking scary. Those birds don't fuck around. Whoa.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature
Oh,
might destroy
no.
the tent our dad had crudely made.
He's gonna Thomas Edison himself. Right? It was Edison that got hit with lightning while flying a kite? Oh no, it's a tornado!
Too close and full of angry power.
Is it a tornado?
But all my father said to this was, make the music louder. I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Yeah.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Oh man, poor kid got hurt with a... I mean, I think that was a tornado, or some sort of natural disaster that led to that.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Okay, so I'm glad that they put that little bit of exposition in the middle right there after Walter's death, so that way we could have a little bit more like story building and stuff. But I wish they didn't make it look like that was the end of the game. That part genuinely
She spent a
scared
summer
the crap
building
out of me.
houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sorry, what about Sanjay? I'm sorry, I genuinely missed that part, but oh, here we go.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I mean, hey, ironically enough, that's how a lot of people find religion. That's how a lot of people cope with it. Well. Oh, okay. Okay, that I don't really know why you would do that, but okay. Well, I mean, I guess in story it makes sense because like she's gonna want some way down that isn't just climbing up and down these rocks all the time. So, yeah, okay, I can see it. Okay, hang on. Critical thinking, her notebook, even more books. Dawn and Sanjay. Oh, look how happy they are. They look happy. Where Helping Hands creates. India, Africa. Yeah, cool. But I'm not seeing anything else that I can interact with, so I guess we will move on from here.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Oh, cool. There we go. That was my bad. I was pulling on it the wrong
Louis
way.
was born a year later.
Damn, they wasted no time.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Of course not.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Okay, so I might just be overthinking, but like I'm gonna check the downstairs area too before I proceed further with Milton. Because there is oh okay, it doesn't even let me go down there. Okay, cool. Okay, just checking. Just checking. Okay, so first, Milton's castle. Oh, but this thing is slammed shut too.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Oh, so we don't even know if Milton is dead. He just vanished.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Ooh, story time. Oh, no story time? Okay. Yeah, I can't really do anything else with it just yet, so also, I did notice that Milton does have a death date on this. Maybe that's the day that he went missing instead. And I am not seeing anything else that I can interact with at the moment. So there are some very pretty paintings, though. He's very obviously a very artistic child. And there's nothing in here. I'm sorry, I don't want to miss anything. Lewis.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Oh, I just got a trophy called A Closer Look. It's probably for looking through every peephole, I guess. I don't know. Let me take... Gee, I wonder what's up here. We can't go over it, we can't go under it. Oh no, we've got to go through it.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yeah. And also, let me just clarify here. I'm not going for trophies on this one because, again, there is no platinum trophy for this game. But if I get some, I'm not going to complain.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
No, fuck.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Hang on just one moment, please. Sorry. Was answering a quick
He no
text
longer
message.
spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. And one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Well, of course he did. It's his place.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
I need to go back to
Conquer a city,
Milton's
then
room.
immediately push on.
I feel like I forgot something.
New Louisville. St. Louis.
From St. Louis, Missouri.
We started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Oh god, the system's kind of lagging a little bit now.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Lewis? Buddy? I don't really know what to do now.
I still thought I could save him.
Oh.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh.
And the rest I think you know.
Oh.
Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
All right. Oh, hey! I did not say go back. Okay, let me take a couple steps over this way. There we go. Okay. It started turning towards the thing again, and I was like, what? Okay. So let's head back over to Milton, because I'm sure there's a way to get his story somehow. I just don't know how exactly. Because it didn't really seem like I was doing anything with the booklet. But here, let me try this again. Oh. Oh, there we go.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
So he made himself a magic door and just went away.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Okay, there we go. So, we did indeed find the way to discover Milton.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Yeah, maybe. Nothing wrong with being proud of your heritage.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
But I thought I was Edith.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Okay, so I am Edith. Okay. I saw that and I was like, wait, Edith? Like, they only put monuments up for people who are dead. Which granted is most of the family, but still.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Aha!
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here? It's mine. Edith! Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
Let go!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
All right. Just got a trophy called Everything Ends. Yeah. It's very, very true. So, I think that just about does it for What Remains of Edith Finch. And this time it's the actual ending. Oh, just got one called Thanks, Johan, for seeing Johan's names in the ending credits. So, just out of curiosity, let me take a look at the part of the trophies that I did not get. Okay. So we have All Roads, which is take both paths to the house. So evidently there was another way to get there. Great Owl, catch 2 rabbits with only 2 swoops. Well, I kind of messed that up because I was fucking around with the controls. Let the Drunken Sailor finish his song. I thought it was just like an audio loop. Clear all balls off the pool table. Not really sure where that one is. Knock all letters of Gregory's name into the bathtub. And then play Calvin's story again. Cool. Alright. Well. Like I said, because this game does not have a platinum, I'm not going to be too worried about the I'm not too worried about the actual getting all the trophies in this one. But this was an adventure. This was definitely a fun little journey. God, I really do wonder what happened to Milton, though. I think that's the biggest one that I'm trying to figure out, because he made a story about finding a magical door, and he just vanished. Wow. And of course, after I got all of this, I'm able to replay a story. Huh. Well, yeah, Dawn and Edie's story are kind of connected with each other, aren't they? All right. Well, there weren't very many people who joined during this particular live stream. However, for the people who did, come, and for the people who are joining in the future, I sincerely hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to be playing some more video games. I do hope that, despite the dark tones of this particular game, that you all have a fantastic time. Thank you for joining me in this new journey. My name is Zandrio Grimm, and I'll see you all later. Peace out.